Hello everyone, today we are going to discuss protein synthesis inhibitors antibiotic by Professor Sabah Sheikh. So before start with the antibiotics which are used for which inhibits the protein synthesis, first we'll see what do you mean by protein synthesis. So this is the cell. Cell is the basic unit of living organism. So cell consists of nucleus. In this nucleus we have chromosomes. The chromosomes contain DNA. The DNA contains genes, and ideally these genes involve in the protein synthesis. So basically protein synthesis involve two steps. First one is the transcription, second one is the translation. In case of the transcription, from DNA mRNA is formed, and in translation from mRNA the protein is formed. So now we'll see how the protein synthesis occur in case of the microorganism. So ideally the RNA polymerase bind with the DNA and it will lead to it will separate and making the strand of mRNA. Once the mRNA strand is formed, and before mRNA can be used as a template for the production of protein, it need to be processed, it involving removing and adding the section of mRNA. Once the mRNA is formed, the mRNA then move out of the nucleus to the cytoplasm, and this step is called as transcription. Then this mRNA will bind with a 30S ribosome. Then tRNA will bind. So ideally the tRNA bind with a P site of the 50S ribosome. The peptidyl tRNA binding site, the P site is also called as peptidyl tRNA binding site, which occupied by tRNA carrying the peptide chain during elongation. Apart from this, we have A site and E site. The A site bind with a incoming amino acylated tRNA, whereas E site is the exit site and bind only with a deacylated tRNA. Thus, during translation elongation, the tRNA pass through the A, P and E site. So this lead to the elongation, and this step is called as the elongation. Then there will be the dislocating this amino acid. So ideally the chain of amino acid is then released from the ribosome, which will then rearrange to form protein, and then this entire step is called as protein synthesis. Now let's see the first antibiotic, which is nothing but the tetracycline. So tetracycline is a protein synthesis inhibitor. So now we'll see the mechanism of action of tetracycline. So ideally this tetracycline binds with a 30S ribosome and prevent the binding of amino acyl tRNA to mRNA ribosome complex, due to which it will prevent the addition of amino acid to the growing peptide chain and thereby inhibit the bacterial protein synthesis. So this is the normal protein synthesis step. So our drug, which is nothing but tetracycline, it will inhibit the binding of 30S ribosome to it will bind with a 30S ribosome and prevent the binding of tRNA to the mRNA ribosome complex. Now the next antibiotic is chloramphenicol. It is again a protein synthesis inhibitor. So let's see the mechanism of action of chloramphenicol. So chloramphenicol ideally bind reversibly to the 50S ribosome subunit, prevent the formation of peptide bond and thereby inhibit the protein synthesis. So ideally This is the normal protein synthesis in microorganism. Then our drug chloramphenicol bind with a 50S ribosome subunit and inhibit the protein synthesis. Now next is the aminoglycosides. So mechanism of action of aminoglycoside. So aminoglycoside is again a protein synthesis inhibitor. So this aminoglycoside binds with a 30S ribosome and impaired the proofreading, and thereby resulting in the production of faulty protein, and this will inhibit the bacterial protein synthesis. So the mechanism of action of aminoglycoside will be the same as that of the tetracycline, that it will inhibit the 30S ribosome subunit, but the difference is what? It will bind with the 30S ribosome subunit and impair the proofreading, and because of which the faulty protein is formed, and thereby this faulty protein lead to the protein synthesis inhibition. Now the last one is the macrolide antibiotics. So macrolide antibiotic is again a protein synthesis inhibitor. So mechanism of action of macrolide antibiotic. So ideally macrolide binds with the 50S ribosome subunit and prevent the formation of peptide bond, and thereby inhibit the protein synthesis. So ideally the macrolide antibiotic binds with the 50S ribosome subunit and inhibit the protein synthesis. So this is all about the antibiotic which inhibit the protein synthesis. Thank you.